All right, let's do this. We're diving deep into this week's SmackDown. You guys sent in a ton of stuff. Articles, results, you name it. So much to unpack. Especially with WrestleMania just around the corner. It's going to be wild. Just to set the scene, this all went down February 14th, Valentine's Day, at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, this was a big one.
Definitely felt like a turning point on the road to WrestleMania.
Absolutely. The SmackDown felt like, well, almost every story is starting to connect now. Like we're at a crossroads. We've got rivalries coming back, family drama boiling over, and, well, everyone's chasing those championships.
Oh, yeah, always. And speaking of chasing championships, we got to start with Cody Rhodes. He kicked off the show with WrestleMania on his mind. Things got a little more interesting when Drew McIntyre decided to show up.
Yeah. Drew coming out was, I think people forget, McIntyre was one of the few who actually beat Cody clean after his big return back in, 2022?
Right.
That history adds a whole other level, Intensity we don't usually see.
Definitely felt like there was some unfinished business there.
Yeah.
And then, oh, man. Just when you thought things couldn't get more intense, Jacob Fatu enters the ring.
Whoa, talk about shaking things up.
Not only does he declare that he's coming for the title, but he also brings a whole lot of family drama with him.
Oh, yeah. Fatu's return is huge. Huge. I mean, for those who might not know, he's part of the legendary NOI family. You've got Roman Reigns in there. And, well, most importantly here, you've got Solo Sikoa, who's already in that Elimination Chamber match.
Right.
I mean, just imagine those two powerhouses going head-to-head for a shot at Cody Rhodes.
It'd be a clash of the titans for sure. And then, well, you can't forget about Tama Tonga.
Oh, yeah.
Adding even more fuel to the whole family drama thing.
Yeah.
We saw some tense moments backstage with Fatu and Tonga searching for Solo, who seemed to be deliberately avoiding them.
It makes you think, this whole family conflict, especially inside the Elimination Chamber. It's fascinating. We all know Solo, right? Fiercely loyal to Roman and the bloodline. But how far does that loyalty go, to his own cousin? Or will he see this as his chance to headline WrestleMania?
Maybe that ambition trumps family.
Exactly.
Oh, it's got everyone wondering. And then we saw Solo finally confront Fatu, expressing, well, love for his cousin.
Yeah.
But also emphasizing that Fatu needs to win the chamber.
You could feel the tension, right?
Yeah.
Like you could cut it with a knife.
Oh, yeah.
Solo's caught between his family and his obligations to the bloodline. It adds so much depth to this whole story. I got to remember, the Elimination Chamber is brutal.
Oh, absolutely.
One wrong move, one hesitation, and it could all be over.
For sure. But before we get too deep into the Elimination Chamber drama, let's switch gears for a second. Talk about the women's division. Things are heating up there as well.
Oh, yeah, the women's Elimination Chamber. It's going to be just as explosive as the men's.
We saw Naomi secure her spot. A hard-fought win over Chelsea Green.
It was a great match. And now we've got 5 confirmed participants. Let's see, there's Naomi, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Bayley.
Wow, that's a stacked lineup.
It is. And each of these women brings something different to the match, their own style, their own intensity.
It's going to be a battle for the ages, that's for sure. And then, well, adding to the drama, we saw Nia Jax and Candice LeRae attack Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus.
That was brutal.
It was. And it sets up a tag team match at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, Jax and LeRae, they're definitely making a statement. It makes you wonder how this whole rivalry is going to affect things. The women's championship picture. Heading into WrestleMania.
Especially since Flair chose Tiffany Stratton as her opponent.
I know.
Choosing Stratton, who's relatively new to the main roster, for a WrestleMania match, that's a huge statement.
It is. It makes you think maybe Flair sees something special in Stratton, maybe a future champion even.
Right.
But it also puts a massive target on Stratton's back. Can she handle the pressure, facing a legend like Flair on the biggest stage of them all?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
Now, shifting gears to the U.S. Championship scene, L.A. Knight is on a roll. He secured that #1 contender spot with a win over The Miz.
Knight's been building some serious momentum, beating Miz, a former WWE champion, that really solidified him as a threat.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
What I find fascinating is, well, how he's capturing the attention of the WWE universe. He's got this swagger, this, brashness that people are loving.
Oh, his mic skills are incredible. That verbal back and forth with The Miz before their match. It was pure entertainment. He really knows how to get under people's skin.
Almost like he's channeling some of the greats, a little bit of The Rock, maybe a dash of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You can definitely see those influences.
Yeah.
But now he's set to face Shinsuke Nakamura,
Oh, yeah.
a veteran, a multi-time champion.
This matchup is going to be incredible. Nakamura's technical skills versus Knight's power and aggression.
It could be amazing.
It could steal the show at Elimination Chamber.
I'm already on the edge of my seat. And with Nakamura watching Knight's match from ringside, he's not taking this challenge lightly.
He can't. Knight is hungry for that championship, and he's proven he'll do whatever it takes to get it.
Absolutely. Okay, got to catch my breath for a sec. This is just the beginning. So much more to break down. We'll be right back after a quick break. We just left off talking about LA Knight and his upcoming match with Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. Championship.
What do you think Knight needs to do to overcome someone like Nakamura? I mean, he's got so much experience.
That's the real challenge for Knight, you know. Nakamura has seen it all, done it all in WWE. To pull off the upset, Knight needs to stay one step ahead, keep the pressure on, and maybe even tap into some of that, you know? Unpredictable energy that's gotten him this far.
He does keep things interesting, that's for sure. And speaking of surprises, Damian Priest had that really impactful vignette, highlighting his wins over the last few years, including that victory over Braun Strowman. To secure his spot in the Elimination Chamber, oh yeah, that vignette was awesome. It really showed Priest's evolution, from tag team to serious solo competitor. Taking down Strowman, that's a huge statement.
Absolutely. And he earned a chance to face Cody Rhodes for the championship at WrestleMania. Potentially. It's all up in the air. Speaking of the Elimination Chamber, we still don't know who that sixth competitor will be.
It's the biggest mystery going into the event. We've ruled out a few names, but so many possibilities. Could it be someone like Karrion Kross? I mean, he's been unstoppable since he came back.
Kross would definitely bring the chaos, that intensity and ruthlessness.
Yeah, and don't forget, he's got a history with Drew McIntyre.
Ooh, that's right.
That would add another layer to this whole thing.
Or maybe WGE will swerve us completely, give us a surprise return, someone like Edge, or even John Cena.
Oh, man. Can you imagine? The crowd would go wild.
It would be incredible.
I think all the speculation, all the guessing, it's almost as exciting as the match itself.
It's true.
It's all part of the fun, right? Trying to figure it all out.
Exactly. And speaking of fun, how great was it to see the Street Profits back? That vignette was awesome.
They are back with a vengeance. You can tell they've rediscovered that edge, that energy they had when they first came in.
They were on fire, calling out every tag team on the roster. Looks like the tag team division is about to get a serious shakeup.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget, next week, we've got Pretty Deadly defending their championships against DIY.
Oh, talk about a dream match. Two of the most innovative tag teams out there.
It's going to be amazing.
I have a feeling that match is going to steal the show.
For sure. It's a classic clash of styles. Shows just how much talent there is in the tag team division. But, you know, with all the excitement, all the anticipation, there's one story that's really been weighing on me. This whole feud between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
This one feels different, you know?
It does.
It's not just about titles or wins. It's deeply personal.
It really is.
Betrayal, friendship, heartbreak.
Zayn's promo earlier.
Yeah.
Gut-wrenching.
It was tough to watch.
You could hear the pain in his voice, talking about the injury, the betrayal.
And to make it even more intense, their confrontation at Elimination Chamber is going to be in Zayn's hometown, Toronto.
Oh, man, that crowd is going to be electric.
They've got so much history.
It's hard to imagine this ending peacefully.
It's going to be an emotional moment.
For sure. It's like we're watching a Shakespearean tragedy unfold. But before we get too caught up in the drama, let's switch gears back to the women's division for a second.
You're talking about the attack on Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus by Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
Yeah, that was brutal. Calculated. It has huge implications for the women's championship.
And Flair choosing Stratton as her WrestleMania opponent while she was still recovering from that attack.
Right.
This is a bold move.
Yeah.
Some might even say ruthless. Choosing someone as inexperienced as Stratton for WrestleMania.
It could backfire.
It could. But it shows how confident Flair is.
It does.
She's not afraid of a challenge. And she sees something in Stratton.
Maybe even greatness.
It's a huge opportunity for Stratton, too. If she can pull off the upset, it would be a career-defining moment.
Oh, absolutely.
It adds another layer of intrigue to the Elimination Chamber match. So many potential storylines.
And we can't forget about Jade Cargill.
Oh, that's right. The mystery surrounding her disappearance. It's been weeks.
Yeah.
And we still don't know what happened.
It's like a real-life whodunit.
It is.
And every week, the level of suspects just grows longer.
It's like a soap opera. But in WWE,
right,
we've got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. They seem to be involved somehow. But then Naomi insists she's being set up.
It makes you question everyone's motives.
It really does.
This is the kind of storytelling that keeps us hooked.
It reminds us that in WWE, nothing is ever as it seems.
Exactly.
Hidden agendas everywhere. You think you figured it out, and then bam, a twist changes everything.
Speaking of twists, we can't end this without talking about Jimmy Uso attacking Drew McIntyre.
Oh man, I was on the edge of my seat when that happened. That super kick came out of nowhere. Drew was just talking about how he won't be overlooked, and then bam, Jimmy takes him out.
It was a perfect attack, a total blindside.
I know, right?
The look on Drew's face, though, priceless, like a mix of shock and pure rage.
Oh, yeah.
And the crowd,
yeah,
totally silent. You could hear a pin drop.
It's those moments that make you realize anything can happen in WWE.
Oh, yeah.
So, what does this mean for Jimmy? Is he back with the bloodline?
It's hard to say. I mean, remember, he was furious when Roman kicked him out. But there's also that family bond, It's not easy to break.
True.
Maybe he's trying to prove himself, earn his way back in.
Maybe.
Or maybe he's just tired of being in Jay's shadow, wants to make his own statement.
Could be.
And the timing of it all, right before Elimination Chamber.
I was just thinking that.
Makes you wonder, could he be that mystery sixth participant? I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, he's a great competitor. He's got history with a lot of the guys already in the match. And come on, the drama. If he ends up facing Solo.
Of the charts.
Exactly.
The bloodline drama just keeps getting more intense.
It's like a powder keg ready to explode.
Okay. Let's talk about Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax.
Oh, yeah, that match.
That was intense. Back and forth. Both of them brought it.
You could see Jax's power just dominating.
Right.
But Stratton, so much resilience.
She wouldn't back down.
And then Candice LeRae getting involved.
Right.
That really changed things. LeRae stopping Stratton from hitting her finisher.
Right.
And then that power bomb from Jax.
Oh, I winced when I saw that.
Brutal.
And then Charlotte Flair's entrance.
The queen.
The energy in the arena just shifted.
Always knows how to make an impact.
This time it felt different, though. Like a power move.
It was to the entire women's division.
And with Stratton still down, Flair just took control. Named her as her WrestleMania opponent.
Well,
some might even say reckless.
Choosing someone so inexperienced for WrestleMania.
I know.
But it shows how confident Flair is.
It does. Yeah.
And maybe even a little reckless. But hey, it's Flair.
Exactly.
She's not afraid of anything.
And she sees something in Stratton.
Yeah, this is a huge opportunity for Stratton. If she can pull this off, it'll be a career-defining moment.
It's a classic WrestleMania story. The veteran versus the up-and-comer.
It's going to be epic.
And it just adds to the excitement of the women's division.
Oh, absolutely.
You've got the Elimination Chamber, the Jade Cargill mystery, and now this.
It's a great time to be a fan of women's wrestling.
It is. So, what are the key takeaways from this crazy SmackDown?
Well, first of all, SmackDown was amazing, full of action, full of drama, and it really set the stage for WrestleMania.
Right.
Rivalries reignited, alliances broken, and new stars are rising.
And those Elimination Chamber matches, I can't wait.
They're going to be incredible. And the WrestleMania card is starting to take shape.
It is.
Dream matches, grudge matches, it's going to be wild.
It is.
But the biggest takeaway, anything can happen in WWE.
That's for sure.
Twists and turns everywhere, surprises lurking around every corner. You never know what to expect.
It's true.
The only thing we know for sure, we're going to be on the edge of our seats until the very last bell rings.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
And your ears open, because the road to WrestleMania, it's just getting started.
And we'll be here every step of the way, breaking it all down for you. Right here on The Deep Dive.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the world of WWE.